Hello, good evening, and welcome to Garblag Super International. Today we have a cast from no less than 5, count them 5, separate countries. Impressive? Yes, I should think so. So, joining me tonight, we've got some new faces and some old faces. The old faces are still quite new faces because they're young and helpful and fit and athletic young whippersnappers. So tonight we're going to play a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade 2nd edition, because that's the one I bought all the books for. So that's the one I've got sat in my library.
And the only one that counts.
Yeah, it's the one that counts. We're going to start with a little bit of character creation because Josh is new and Nye has not played 2nd edition before. So we're going to be edumacating those good folks. A reminder that this could potentially be a somewhat mature stream in terms of language and behaviours. So, if I have any reason to suspect that there might be any people under the age of 18 in chat, I will happily ban the living hell out of them because that is not acceptable.
Shit. Oh, well, I have to go, guys. Sorry.
I mean, let's face it, those kids are getting it on Monday because of their attitude on Discord earlier, so surprise.
Yes.
Don't worry, Onamichi, I trust you.
Yeah, I'm just reading the chat as well.
So,
a joke while you can. Someday you'll be old like me.
We are going to play a little bit of Vampire the Masquerade 2nd edition throughout the month of July, with a view to moving on to maybe doing some Fallout in August once the books actually arrive and turn up. So we're going to start with some fairly straightforward character creation. We have already agreed in the background on Discord that what we're going to do is we are going to have a little band in the mid-90s, and these guys are going to be said band. Joining me tonight, I have old face Nye. What are you going to do, Nye?
Yes. I'm going to play bagpipes.
Bagpipes, that well-known punk instrument. Industrial punk bagpipes.
I said it as a joke because they gave me the out to play like a bouncer or whatever, and no, I had to double down on it because everyone thought it was cool, and I'm quite happy. I know nothing about being cool or punk or anything, so yeah. I was going to do this, but I don't think people do this anymore.
That's okay, it was the mid-90s, you could still do that.
Yeah.
Joining us all the way from Americastan is Pat. Hi, Pat. Pat bought the outfit specially for the occasion.
Thank you. I actually bought every little bit of this for the occasion, including the new pencil skirt.
Look at that. See, now that's just consummate professionalism.
Yes, consummate professionalism. And I show up 5 minutes after we're supposed to start.
It's fine, honestly.
Every game needs their prima donna.
Chastising myself.
And then we got some new faces. New faces, super pleased to see you guys joining us on stream. You've been sat in chat for a little while. Lovely to have you. We've got Josh, who is hailing from Ireland.
It was a good effort, Ben.
I know, I try.
Hello. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, this isn't a new outfit. I look like this all the time.
And all the way from over in Canada, we've got Veronique.
Hi. I'm gonna be playing the synthesizers, and my name is gonna be Cynthia, spelled S-I-N-T-H-I-A.
Because that's so 90s.
And also because I'm actually kind of lazy, so I just play like this, because I just want the clout of being in the band.
Nothing wrong with band clout.
I was a baby in the 90s.
Yeah, we did wax a little bit nostalgic on the Discord. We were spamming each other with classic goth and industrial tracks from the 90s when we were mapping the characters. The band has evolved through a number of iterations and ended up at probably some kind of post-punk industrial hybrid group, which I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Gotta see the band's name.
Oh yeah, the band's name. You can say the band's name.
Jugular.
Jugular.
Oh, is that how? Okay, never mind. I thought it was spelled pronounced a very different way.
But it
Never
has
mind.
umlauts.
Yeah,
Yes.
plenty
Legit.
of umlauts.
Yes.
Not to be confused with juggalos, although Josh might make you think that.
Whoop, whoop.
But what-
Ouch! Ouch!
Burn.
I don't know.
Well, this was a
He's
nice stream.
sitting
I'll
behind
see you all later.
He's sitting behind the
There's
drums
nothing
anyway.
wrong with the juggalos. They're not the terrorist organisation the FBI makes them out to be.
Oh, are they a band?
No,
Right.
they're
okay.
the following of the
Insane
band.
Clown Posse, their old shtick is called the Juggalos.
Right.
Like their fans.
And all of their fans are called juggalos, and they go to big juggalo festivals and juggle. I don't know.
Gotcha. Okay, I follow. All right.
All right, so the game is going to be set in a little town called Alchemy, which is in New England, Massachusetts. It was originally in New Hampshire, but everybody said, no, that's not believable. You can't fit a city of 1 million people in New Hampshire. And I bow to my superior North American colleagues in their infinite wisdom. So we've shifted the whole city, because it's an imaginary city, so I can put it wherever I want, into Massachusetts, which is a moderately large town for the area. Quirky town with strong old world influences and a veneer of modern trappings. Now what we're going to do first is we're going to start with a little bit of character creation. And this is Vampire the Masquerade. It's World of Darkness 2nd edition. It is super easy to do character creation. Step 1. Now step 1 we've kind of already taken care of. What I'm going to do... Oh, Pat, are you in Roll20?
I do believe that I am.
Yes, you are. Then I can give you your character sheet. No, that's Nye. There we go.
Oh wait, no, they're fire bagpipes. I just remembered.
So, what we started off with who's playing what bit of the band. So Nye's going to go with the fire bagpipes and be a lovely hybrid of the crazy unicycle Darth Vader bagpipe player from Portland that Josh just told me about, and the fire guitar guy from Mad Max.
Yeah.
A beautiful hybrid of the two. So step 1, concept, clan, nature and demeanor. Now we picked clans already. I think everybody has chosen or allowed me to give them a suggestion for what they wanted to go with. Nye, what were you going to play?
I think I was gonna go with Nosferatu.
Oh, yep,
If that's
splendid.
okay,
Nosferatu
yeah.
is absolutely fine. The Nosferatu are the hideously disfigured, horribly ugly, monstrous clan who dwell in the sewers and are great at information gathering and controlling animals.
I mean,
Josh,
that's
what
just
about
me
you?
in that shit. Yeah, that sums me up perfectly.
And I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Bruya Antitribu.
Anti-tribu.
Anti-tribu!
It's quite literally anti-tribe. So
Yes,
some clans have a tribe in one organisation called the Camarilla, who like to think they're the good guys, and they also have clan members in the Sabbat, who the Camarilla like to think of as the bad guys, but the Sabbat like to think of as the good guys. Camarilla are all about hiding from mortals, don't let them know we exist, keep everything a secret. And the Sabbat are very much, who cares, these people are our food, to quote Deacon Frost. In fact, Deacon Frost and his pals were perfect Sabbat in Blade. Veronique, what clan were you going to go for?
La Sombra.
La Sombra, one of the coolest clans, in my
I was
opinion.
thinking my natural hair already looks like Obtenebration shenanigans, so...
Mhm. Tendrils of Darkness, such an awesome power. And Patrice.
Yes, I was told very clearly that I am Tremere.
No,
And
the other one.
other one?
Yeah,
Toreador?
Toreador. You're very Toreador.
Okay, Toreador. Sorry, I'm told that I'm Toreador, and I'm also told that I can't remember shit. So I'm going. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
So the Toreadors are like the arty-farty clan,
Yes. Okay.
full of
that's-
posers and artistes. And the real challenge is telling who's which. So that's our clans sorted out. You don't have to sort out a name this early on, because I know lots of people struggle with the whole name thing. Nature and demeanor. These are the ways you present yourself. So your nature is how you are inside, your deep inner self that you don't necessarily show to others, but your nature is the thing that helps you regain willpower by acting in accordance with it. Your demeanor is the sort of outside visage that you present to the world. And we've got a couple of suggested ones. See if any of these spring out for you. Architect, autocrat, bon vivant, bravo, caregiver, celebrate. You know what? Screw it. Just pick a word that sounds like it describes what you're like on the inside, and we'll map it across to one. I've got most of these damn things memorized.
And that's nature?
That is your nature.
Nature is who you are.
Yeah.
And
demeanor is how you present yourself.
How you present yourself.
So it's possible to have, for
Inside
example,
and outside.
the demeanor of a violent psychopath, which would be a bravo or a monster, but deep down be like a child. You know, you're lashing out because you've got a heart of gold and someone hurt you and you don't know what to do.
So it would be okay to go for a demeanor of stern, outwardly, like stoic, and then a nature of childish. This is your first time experiencing the big world.
Yep,
so
judge would be a good one then, instead of
Judge.
stern. That's like you judge everybody all the time.
Yes.
So you might come across as this really judgmental guy, but deep down you're a child at heart. That works, yeah?
You have soft hands, and I would like a cuddle. Okay, great. Excellent.
I've kind of already picked mine, because like more than just like being in a band, I've been managing the band, but it's actually a money laundering operation.
Nice.
So I went with
Awesome.
demeanor director, but nature conniver.
I like that. I like that.
I've always wanted to be part of a money laundering scheme. Oh no, I've just said that online. Oh well, there we go.
You can expect your emails from Nigerian princes any day now.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. What page are we? Are these natures and stuff on?
Are you using Vampire 20 or?
I'm using the one that I.
You're using the same as me, so
Yeah,
wait,
the same as you.
I'll let you know.
Is
Just
it
give
page
me a sec.
104 maybe?
Thank you.
I have to admit to you probably won't be able to see that because it's a black book on a black background. The
Kinda
super
can.
shiny special edition version that came out when it first came out with second edition, I was like, yep, having that.
Okay, so nature and demeanor use kind of the
130. They start at 112. I think we're on the same one. It's going to be personality, archetypes, nature, and demeanor is the name of the section.
Your nature is like the inside of like a butter scotch, the caramel stuff, and your outside is like the hard crunchy stuff. That's the demeanor.
An armadillo. Crunchy
Oh
on the
yeah,
outside,
I
creamy
should
on
go
the
with
inside.
armadillo. That would have been good. I don't feel like I said the right metaphor. Never mind.
Doimbar?
I don't know what I want to go for nature-wise. Or demeanor for that matter.
What sort of character are you going to be?
I'm going to be Nye, honestly.
You're going to be Nye?
Probably. I don't want to be. Yeah, I want to try and be someone different, but I struggle being intimidating.
A good one for you, Nye, would
threatening.
actually be the nature of visionary.
Okay.
You know, because they're
Oh.
visionary deep down, they believe there's something else out there. They're going to be able to find, discover, build, what have you.
Okay.
They're always
yeah, I like
hopeful,
that.
but that's the inside. And then on the outside, it could be something completely different. So you might be a martyr or a masochist. Those are both very nice special ones. Caregiver.
I'm such a masochist. I can go caregiver.
Looking at you come across like you want to look after everybody, but what you actually want is to build a better future for all.
Okay, yeah,
Vampire
yeah, I
kind.
can get behind that. That sounds fun.
Those are quite nigh ones.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the concept. I'm looking these over, and I'm not seeing exactly which ones correlate with this. But for my character, I think it would be fun if she was outside, kind of like attention-seeking, and she puts on a face, and she wants people to see that one particular face. But on the inside, I'm thinking deviant, probably, and very, very two-faced about it. Like, on the outside, kind of, she tries to put on a more prim and proper demeanor. But
Okay.
Maybe something like Bon Vivant.
maybe.
I was thinking.
That's a
It's
fun.
you,
Sort of
Pat.
like
Well,
like
hey,
acting more like a socialite or dilettante.
Yeah, that's a good
Like a
call.
bon vivant.
socialite sounds good. Is that one of these options?
You put it as bon vivant. It's kind of it encompasses socialite.
Ah.
I'd say.
We were talking about all the lovely names they give things and how people butcher them with their, or at least I will. I do apologize in advance. These are all lovely, and I'm just going to be like, oh, I don't know what to say.
Absolutely fine.
It
And
literally says bon vivant is hedonists, sybarites, dilettantes, and all examples of the bon vivant archetype.
Oh boy, remember.
isn't that
All
your
right.
Twitter bio, Pat?
Yes, exactly. Bon
Man, it's-
vivant.
I don't think I'd say it's today.
There we are. That's perfect.
Okay, so that
Wait,
then
am
leads
I-
us into attributes. So attributes are your sort of core innate abilities, if you like. Attributes are your D&D stats kind
Yeah.
of thing. There are 9 of them. They're divided into 3 categories: physical, social, and mental. You pick a category for your top category, and that one gets 7 dots to spend wherever you like. You pick one for your second, and that gets 5 dots to spend wherever you like. And you pick a third one, and that gets 3 dots to spend wherever you like. You cannot go above 5.
Yeah.
Because anything above 5 is
go above 5.
superhuman.
Okay.
So 3 is
Okay.
like a professional level.
Yeah.
4 is an expert. 5 is world best. 1 is
7 for your best
Yeah,
attribute?
for the best.
not for your best attribute, but for the
um,
best set of attributes.
best set,
So,
and then the
yeah,
next
so-
one was
Yeah.
5.
One thing is nigh.
5.
You have to put your appearance at 0.
Yes, that's true.
you have to
do have to have
withdraw that-
appearance 0.
Yeah.
You have to take it out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm familiar with playing the hideous Nosferatu.
I just want to hug you sometimes.
I knew I was going to. They kept the whole Nosferatu or like in the future installments of the game. So it's all good.
So just to recap then, it was 7, 5, and
3.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I hope somebody's got it social.
Well, I was about to say, I think this is probably going to be the most social one possible.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no.
know. I'm taking social because both dominate and obtenebration rely on manipulation.
Yeah.
So that one's a 5.
Exactly.
Yep. And you're running a money laundering operation, so you kind of want to
Yeah.
be good at that.
Pat, are you going social as your strongest?
yeah.
Of course, yeah. I'll go mental then. I feel I'll be the brains.
This is
Usually
good,
Nosferatu
because I
are
have done-
brainy
Yeah.
clan.
Yeah.
I have done physical, all physical, just tanked it
Yeah.
all in the physical. And
So
appearance. I'm,
And the Borussia love
looks
that.
good
They-
when oiled.
They love those people who can already pick up a motorbike and bench press it. And then they give
Alright,
you a
yes,
superpower
that's
where you can pick up
Gregor's
2.
job.
We have 7 points to spend, period, in the total of the attribute.
Yeah,
Well,
so if you prioritize social, you got 7 points to split between charisma, manipulation, and appearance.
And
Oh.
if you're really lame like me, you can just give all 3 2 dots on top and then give one a third dot.
First dot is free in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
You
yeah.
get
yeah.
one
So,
first dot for free.
so you would, yeah. So if you were say gonna go charisma, you could. Don't do maths now. You're not good at it. Yeah, you could give it 4. Yeah.
Toreadors have a
for
power
them.
called Presence, which runs quite heavily off of charisma.
I was about to ask if it was charisma or manipulation, but like, you probably want to max your charisma if you're going to be using your presence.
Ben, I've noticed
Influence people.
a problem. I don't know if this is fixable. I accidentally clicked too many on my social for charisma, and it's not letting me get rid of them.
Let's have a looky, Lou.
Because I just assumed it was
If you press the little X to the left of the dots, it clears the whole row.
Oh, okay. That is a tiny X. Oh my word. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine.
Where is the tiny X?
To the left of the dots.
That Yeah, it's actually in between the dots.
Oh, yeah, I see
That's
it.
how tiny it is. You get a little hand
Yeah,
cursor.
oh, that's magical.
And you choose, like, talents are something that
okay.
are innate. Skills are kind of like, oh, you've picked it up on the way, and knowledge is something you studied.
Okay, right, I follow. Right.
So I have 4 points in charisma and 3 points in the other 2 socials. And I think I put physical as my secondary. And I was thinking so a total of 3 in stamina and dexterity and 2 in strength. Should I do something different about that, do you think, to get one of those 4 in a stat gets a thing?
No, it'll be fine, honestly. I mean, like, if you were trying to, like, maximize a particular play style, yeah, but exactly, yeah, just balance it out. Exactly.
All right, cool.
The best kind of vampires are utility vampires.
Yes, I am a utility vampire.
Utilitarian.
Can you give less than 3 in an ability slot?
Like an ability, not
I am going to give 1 in knowledge, so 1 in linguistics, because Gregor speaks 2 languages.
13, 9, and 5. Okay.
13, 9, and 5, okay.
13, 9, 5, okay.
Well, I'm obviously going to put a shit ton in Animal Ken. Like, why wouldn't I do that? No idea.
Oh, are we live again?
We've 13, 9, 5. It's the same as before, isn't it? You can't go up 4 for your abilities. 3, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
you know what's embarrassing? Somebody will bring me like the New World of Darkness book and be like, yeah, no, these rules didn't change now. And I'll be like, oh. Uh-oh. I have no excuse. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Well, I'd like to have a lot in occult. I think that'd be kind of fun. Fuck it, we'll go politics, science.
And we have Ben, just to make sure, we have 2 free points in performance.
Yes, you start with 2 free points in performance, so they don't count towards your total.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you.
So it's 13, 9, and
5.
What was the last one? 5.
13, 9, and
I have a 1 in law. Okay, yeah.
Excellent. We have a lawyer in the group.
No,
He's probably just been
I-
arrested a couple of times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why Gregor has
Oh, no.
3 in law.
Yeah, my stuff's my best stats are medicine, occult, politics, and science. Yeah, I'm a loser. No.
I've gone with brawl, intimidation,
Ooh.
melee, drive, and law. I've done time in the clink.
Heard me typing, that's a good start. Which suggests that they can probably hear. Yay, there we go. So we can be heard. We got the stream back up. It's like a smooth machine. And I've just
made my
switched your
character.
audio back on as well.
And I've just gone for a standard Nye build. I have really high empathy.
Really
And
high
everything
empathy, lots
else
of animal
sucks.
kin.
Yep. And etiquette.
What is security?
Breaking and entering. It's the polite way
Oh,
of
yeah.
saying it. But you could be like a
Right,
security
right.
consultant.
Yeah. They do hire those people to break into places.
One of my favourite characters of all time was La Sombra by the name of John Roche, John Fitzgerald Kennedy Roche. Fitzgerald and Kennedy were his middle names, and he was a security consultant and totally not based off of Martin Blank from Grosse Pointe Blank at all, and definitely wasn't a contract hitman.
And the best thing is we don't register on cameras.
Yes. And that saved us a number of times when the rest of my pack did really stupid
Like,
things and had
It's
to
a
be rescued.
weakness that's actually like clan weakness is actually like good.
Mm. I mean, taking extra damage from sunlight sucks, but if you're out in the sunlight anyway, you're kind of doomed either way.
Okay, here. I think I got it. I've got
Okey-dokey.
alertness,
As are
Planet
most Scottish
dodge
people.
at 1.
This is
Security,
actually my natural skin tone.
survival at 1. Investigation, occult, and politics at 1. Expression at 3. Leadership at 3. Etiquette at 3. Drive at 2. Performance 2.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, I should put that up. All right.
Pat's
I
gonna be
should
the
stop.
wheel. Pat's gonna be on the wheel, driving the van.
Yeah. All right. I'm putting my stealth down 1 just so that I can be good at performing. I'm gonna be super good at performing. I'll drop my survival too. Fuck that. I'm gonna have a 5 in performance.
How many did you have in drive, Pat?
I have 2 in drive.
No, no.
Alright, I had 3, but I'll get rid of
Ouch.
them. And I'll do
Pat, you're going to
security.
be a beast on the stage.
I just love the idea.
Kesha's presence on top.
Yeah.
Oh,
Charisma.
God. Oh,
That's a dice pool of 9 to impress
What-
people on stage.
What will happen, right?
That is the plan.
is that we will, and I am saying this hypothetically, we'll roll terribly for our performances just because that's our luck. But then Pat will just be like, "Hello," and everyone will be like, "Oh, they're fucking awesome."
Hello,
See you later.
Portland.
We're in Michigan. I mean, yeah, Michigan.
Flips.
There's
It's
a
on the back of
Portland
the guitar.
everywhere, baby.
Woo, we love
No, what does it
Portland.
say on your bagpipes?
It says "Made in China."
Okay, so we've got character concept, we've got attributes, we've got abilities.
Yes.
Now we go to advantages. So you should have 3 clan disciplines showing on your character sheet. You get 3 dots to spend in any combination in them. You could put 3 in one, you could put 2 in one and 1 in another, you could put 1 in all 3.
Then
Ooh, there's vicissitude.
okay.
Okay.
Then can you tell me again for dominate it works on kind and vampire of younger generations. right?
Yes. Any generation
the
lesser
same?
than yours.
Okay,
It
it has to be
works on-
lesser, not equal. or
Not
less.
equal, no, it's lesser.
Less.
Ben, obviously for the audience, not
Obviously.
because I don't know these things. Could you tell me what the Nosferatu clan stuff?
So your
is
clan
like?
disciplines should be animalism, obfuscate, and potence. Animalism is the ability to manipulate and control animals.
3 in that done.
Brace yourself.
Happy now.
Obfuscate is being able to hide,
Oh, I might need that.
Yeah.
Oh.
and potence is the super strength.
Like basically, you're gonna need
Brilliant
obfuscate at least at 1 if you're gonna be mingling with humans at all. Like on stage, it might be like, oh, people are gonna think it's a costume, but
Yeah.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
walk around on the street, You're gonna have to use
Okay.
obfuscate so people
That's fair
don't know
enough.
you're a monster.
Yeah, that's true.
What does presence do then?
Presence
And all
is
people.
a combination
It's
of
just like-
you like me and I scare you. So presence
Right,
1
okay.
is like a. Presence 2 is. Presence 3 is come here. Presence 4 is love me. And presence 5 is no, really, love me.
You know,
Okay.
Majesty is in the whole group, right?
Yeah.
When she gets to 5, she's gonna just the whole like on the stage, just Majesty on everyone.
Yeah, so in Pat's case, if she had presence 5, it would be walk out on stage, do the slow motion hair flick, and everyone in the room falls in love.
Standard Tuesday night for me.
Yeah.
So
So do we get 5 points to spend in this? Or
You
three?
get 3 points to spend on this.
I've
Can't
gone
go
with
5 yet.
2 in potence and 1 in presence.
Okay, you might want to consider 1 in celerity because the speed
Yeah.
drumming aspect of that is very tasty. Celerity is super speed. Every dot in
think that's
celerity
right.
is an extra action.
Oh, but then 1 in celerity, 2 in potence.
What is Auspex?
Auspex is sight beyond sight. So it's heightened senses at level 1, aura reading at level 2, psychometry at level 3.
I'm
Nice,
thinking
just dropped
2
off
in
the call.
presence, 1 in vicissitude, but is that?
Well,
that
you remember
just
you can also buy an
Point.
extra power or 2 with some freebie points later.
Let me
Yeah,
go
I'd
with 3
say
in presence.
Pat,
then.
One of the
Yeah.
only thing defensive you're gonna have as a Toreador into tribute is your celerity to get the fuck out.
It's true.
Or fire twice in a round or something. Like this is it's probably gonna be like me, for instance, I can dominate people into not attacking. But yeah.
So I can't do that with presence.
Well, actually, with presence, what you can do is
Yeah.
people generally won't want to attack you. Or if they get close enough and you've got presence too, you go and they run away.
Yeah, true. There's that too. I forgot that 2 makes them get out of dodge.
Yeah. What if I've got presence 3 and nothing else?
This
Still
is
pretty
good
useful.
because
Yeah.
I can use potency to be in the way.
Celerity to
I
be in the
think
way,
you're going
potency
off.
to throw them through the window.
This sounds good.
I'm going full goth bimbo on this. Let's do it.
Yeah, I went with Dominate 2 and Obtenebration 1 because I can't see playing Alessandro without at least 1 point.
No,
of
I mean,
Obtenebration.
what's the point in playing in La Sombra without any obtenebration? Why would you do that?
I'm probably gonna use freebies to get to 2.
So that one should be Nick. Then that one must be me. Oh dear. There's Pat. Hang on, I'm just moving everybody's faces around because Nye's vanished. So he'll turn back up and I'll have to do it all again. Right, but in the meantime, at least we've got some faces. Partial faces. Right, so we've got disciplines, basic disciplines sorted out. Then we need backgrounds. Now, backgrounds are useful stuff that you have in life or increased vampiricness from death. So the backgrounds that you can choose are allies, contacts, fame, generation, that's a vampire one, herd, that's a vampire one, influence, mentor, another vampire one, resources, retainers, and status.
How many
Okay.
points do we get for backgrounds?
You get 5. 5 points of backgrounds. Sorry, mages get 7.
I will ask you to help me out here, so Ben.
Lower myself.
If I am playing, Gregor is from a small Russian town, and this is his first time in big city. What kind of backgrounds would I be looking for?
You maybe want a point in resources so that you're not completely without anywhere to live or survive. Generation's always good because the more concentrated your blood is, the tougher you are.
Brilliant. Okay, that's great. Go 2 points of resources, 3 points in generations, and then I just need to figure out where to put the other 2. I think allies, was allies one on?
Allies is one, yes.
I think I'll go with allies.
Humans who support and help you. So
Yeah.
family, friends, mortal organization.
Okay, great.
And contacts is, people in the city.
Yeah,
you can make
I
a
know a
phone call
guy.
in a network, or someone you can bribe.
Okay, brilliant.
What was the third discipline that Nosferatu can take? I might as well just do a 3 for
Potence.
all one.
Potence is the punching power.
Oh, maybe I'll just go 2 in animalism then. I'm not
Yeah,
really
that's fine.
interested in punching power.
So animalism
And
You have obfuscate to
gets
hide yourself.
you
Yeah.
the ability to communicate with animals and stop them hating you, because they generally hate vampires, and the ability to
Vampire.
call out to a specific type of animal, summoning them to your area. But it's not like a magic. It is a magical summons, but it's not like you teleport them to where
But
you are.
it has to be something realistic.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the middle of a city and you call out to elephants, there may be one in the zoo down the road that can hear you that gets upset and tries to get out
That's
of its
really
cage.
confusing.
But that's it. That's what you're
Oh,
getting.
yeah, no, I'm
we
not
lost
gonna.
picture on the stream again.
What do we do?
Oh, for the love of all that
But
is
sound
sweet,
is fine.
How great would it be?
good, and holy in this
It's
world.
oh god.
Oh, it
just
should
a
be
hard
back
one
now.
where it's-
I'm sorry, it's all my obtenebration that's...
It's what it is. It's the
Holding
obtenebration.
us.
It's probably the heat, to be fair, in my cupboard. Let me
I just
turn
just
the
go
fan up a
bed
level.
bugs, and everyone's like, there are no bed bugs here now. Ah!
And we're back.
Okay, so wait, how many points do we get to spend?
You get 5 points of backgrounds.
Okay, so 5 total.
Someone's going to need some contacts, even if it's just like 1 point, and that would be like the guy that gets you gigs and stuff like that.
I've taken contact.
I'm choosing fame, at least 1, maybe 2. Definitely not more than 2, though.
Yeah, no, you don't want more than 2. More than 2
Backgrounds.
fame, and you're starting to get like actual fame. You
no,
want like scene
maybe
fame.
1, honestly.
Fame 1 is like you're known in the scene. People are like, oh yeah, she's fronting that other band now, isn't she? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that sounds right. But like, does any? I feel like as the 4-person, I should have. This sounds fame, but I should probably have the most fame. But
Yeah,
so if
you're
anybody else is
fronting the
going-
band, so if someone has fame, it's you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
like
if anybody else is going with fame, then
name the
I'll
members of No Doubt.
up the 1.
Like right now, I'm probably going for
Wait, oh, yeah.
generation 4, so I can be generation 9 and spend 2 blood points around, and allies 1. Because the way I was seeing it is kind of like my family's been in the money laundering business for like generations. Like
Yeah.
we're not part of an organization specifically, but they know it's like, oh, those guys, they cook the books real well.
Yeah, so kind of contract money laundering.
Yeah. Kind of like it's even like they're bikers or the mafia or.
So your
people who
front
kinda
is
just-
like a, I don't know, property developers or something.
Laser
we're,
tag.
we're probably like known as
Import, export.
really
that kind-
good, or really good accountants, or
Yeah.
And usually like members of our family are like in different areas where they can launder money. Like one's gonna be owning a bar. A band's a good way because you can expense all sorts of things. Yeah, like this is the way I saw it.
You
so
appear to have
I
spent
like-
$10,000 on green M&Ms.
That
Only
was
the
me.
green ones.
I only like green ones.
That's why we had to buy 10,000. It was individual packets.
Yeah, that works.
What backgrounds are there to choose from that haven't been picked or haven't been picked up too much?
I have resources, generations, allies, and contacts.
I took generations because dominate. If I want to be using it on any vampire, I gotta put some points in there. And
Okay, yeah.
generation is a good point sink if you're like, I don't know what to put in that.
Generation is a very, very useful thing to have. I tend to just all 5 in generation. If I want any others, I'll buy them with freebie points.
Okay, I'm happy to put all 5 in generation.
That's going to
Does that
make
mean
you
you like the
undominatable
oldest?
by Veronique as well, then.
I'll probably buy another generation, honestly, but I think it
I'm
makes
a
no
bit-
sense
Yeah.
to like baseline, not
Dom
add
makes the
allies with my background.
I'm a very old vampire. I'm like, where's back?
No,
Why
actually,
is-
it's like the person who turned you into a vampire was generation
Ah.
7 if your generation it starts with Cain, who's just generation 1, and then like they're like the second generation kind of like we don't know, the third generation or the 13 ones who started the clans.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yep. Totally can't
And it
name
goes
any of the
down.
second
like
generation.
the blood gets diluted down.
Yeah. So the generation that you start at is 13 minus your generation rating.
Okay, I follow.
So if you've taken 5 points of generation, you start at generation 8, which in terms of modern day vampire context is really, really quite powerful. And a lot of older vampires are going to be looking at you as a delicious snack to boost their own power.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Ah.
Also, if you're starting with a low generation, because a way to lower your generation in game is to suck dry someone who's lower generation than you. So you're a target. If people figure out you're a newbie who doesn't know shit, and it's like low generation, you got a target on your back. You're very snacky snack.
Yep.
Oh.
So it has its advantages, it also has its disadvantages.
Yeah.
What is a useful one for you, Nye, is probably contacts as well. Having some
Okay.
different contacts to them. So they might have... Who else has got contacts?
I
Josh has
haven't
got
chosen yet.
contacts.
I'm thinking
What?
probably.
Josh has got a contact. So Josh's contact could be another band member who's also from Russia, who happens to be
Nye.
living in town. And your contact
Hello.
could be Weasley Jeff, the hot dog vendor who seems to always know what's going on in the middle of town.
Yeah. Of course.
That kind of thing.
Don't ask why he's called Weasley. It's just
Or what's
not
in the hot
a
dogs.
backstreet. Exactly. That's
Little dogs.
Squirrely Bob, the hot dog vendor. Come get your squirrel dogs.
I'd be more concerned if he had nothing to do with squirrels. It's like, oh, he's just squirrely. What does that mean? Who knows? Okay. And I get, how many points do I get for background stuff?
You get
Sorry
5
if this
points
is
for
very-
backgrounds
I
at
get
this stage.
Okay. I honestly don't know then. I guess I will go. Maybe I'll just like half it with generation, so I'll have like 3 in contacts and then like 2 in generation.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
know.
a problem.
I don't have a book, so I'm kind of just
Nosferatu
going.
typically will have contacts.
And then you
Yeah.
get some virtues. Now, on your character sheets, the virtues that you will start with,
Humanity?
well, you'll start with humanity, yeah, but your virtues are conscience, self-control, and courage. You get 1 free dot in each, and then you've got
Yeah.
7 dots to spend between them. These will affect your humanity and your willpower.
Okay.
Which one's the willpower one?
Courage equals
Self-control.
willpower,
Courage.
and conscience plus self-control equals humanity.
So I
A
could
big
go
part of this
in-
game will be whittling away your humanity.
I have 5 to spend, you said?
7.
7.
Ow.
All encourage.
Good job, because you spent 6 already.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I know.
4.
I'm trying to figure out. All right, so I'm thinking courage 3 additional, so total of 4. Self-control 3, conscience 3. But honestly, I'm like maybe conscience higher and self-control down 1. Maybe
Yeah,
conscience,
probably.
conscience
That
4,
would-
self-control 2.
That would fit.
Yeah.
I
There's
have-
nothing wrong with a bit of low self-control in a Toreador
I-
anti-trib.
But in my case, it's reversed. I have very low conscience at 2, self-control 4, courage 4.
Actually, I'm thinking courage 5, conscience 3, self-control 2.
I think
That gives you
I'll
a humanity of 5 and a willpower of 5.
I think I'll go self-control 5 because no one's done a 5 self-control.
But willpower, you get 5 for free, right?
Yes, actually, you did on this. That's true.
Okay. So plus courage, that
1,
gives you your total
3,
willpower.
4.
Seems
I
an
have a
awful
10
lot.
willpower then. Damn.
5,
That's a lot of willpower. Willpower can be spent for
7.
bonus
Okay,
successes.
There we
So
go. Okay.
And
I've
your
gone conscience
humanity
3,
is conscience and self-control.
self-control 2,
Yeah.
and courage full 5.
So that'll give you a willpower of 10.
Yes.
Unshakable will. Now, willpower is really useful. Willpower is your difficulty number that people have to beat to use their mind powers on you.
Good.
And you can also spend those points for extra successes. And
I
they're
like that, because I
automatic
think-
successes
I
as
think
well.
if Veronique tries to dominate Gregor, he's just kind of thick, so he might not pick up on it. You will pick up the shoes.
also,
Okay, if you want the shoes.
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
You can spend willpower for a lot of things, but when you're resisting something with willpower, usually the stat you have is your max willpower, not whatever you've got left of
Yeah.
willpower.
Okay.
So I have conscience 3, self-control 5, and courage 2. I'm not very courageous.
So that would make you very high in the humanity rating, because conscience plus self-control is humanity, and then courage
Okay, so
plus
that's 1,
5
2,
is
3,
willpower.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So our
eight
most
humanity.
monstrous
1,
looking
2.
is very human.
Yep.
To contrast with Gregor, considering we both have 10 willpower, you're just like, oh, I don't get it if Veronique tries to dominate you, but my character's just like, oh, okay, yeah.
That way.
What's my willpower? Because there's already some dots in
Courage
here.
plus 5.
Okay.
So you've
well,
got
there we
5
go, the
already,
plus
add your
5.
courage, and you're there.
Hey. I was the one that said I vaguely knew how to play this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody starts with a blood pool of 10. But you can spend differential amounts per turn, and some people will get more based on their higher generation. So a person at generation 8 gets an additional 5 blood points. Because your blood is more concentrated.
Where are blood points?
Blood pool. It's under willpower.
Oh, I'm looking around.
Not,
Sorry.
yeah. It was a really bad birthday party idea. It's the blood pool! Why are the children crying?
Don't worry, children. It's only pig's blood.
Is that where Dorothy went? Oh.
So then each dot you've got in generation will add an extra point to your blood pool, basically.
Oh, okay. So I have 2 points in blood pool?
The
Or I have,
dog
wait.
it. I'll be back.
Well, you have 10, and then plus your points in
Oh,
generation.
So I have 12.
And a human holds about 9 points of blood. A point is equivalent to about a pint, but as you get to be a stronger and more powerful vampire, you can concentrate it down into your system.
That was definitely something that I didn't understand about donating blood. It's like, you want me to give a pint of blood? And they're like, no. Why would we ask for a pint? It's like, oh, it's a different measurement. Right.
Yes, we
gotcha.
want half a litre.
Yeah. They had very pointy teeth, the nurses, and we weren't in a hospital. It was just an alleyway.
That sounds like my kind of
I
club.
don't think that was I don't think that was a blood donation. Now I think that was.
Right, and then the last thing we've got is freebie points. And freebie points are where you can buy any of the things that you feel you were lacking up until this point. They cost a different amount for different things, so depending on what you want to
This I
buy.
do remember.
So if you wanted to buy an extra discipline, that costs 7 of your 15 points.
We get 15, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have some more pets? No.
If you take some points in retainer, you could spend them on bloodbound animals.
No. I wouldn't do that.
You could literally have like a ghoul German shepherd that follows you around.
No, I'd be all right. I don't really know.
Ben, sorry, I had to let the dog out. How does the
Who?
blood pool work?
Who?
Big Zig, he's here
So
somewhere.
you get 10 flat, right? So
10
everyone
flat.
has 10, and then you
1, 2,
add
3.
your
Number of dots in generation to your
number
blood
of
pool.
dots in generation.
Wicked. Done. Okay.
Okay, wait. Where are the point costs again?
I've got them on page 104, so yours will
Okay.
probably be on about 116.
So if I wanted to add another points to celerity, that would be 7.
That would be 7 of your 15 points, yes.
And is there anything else I should spend it on, or should I just add another point to potency?
Entirely up to you.
Another point to potence.
I do know what these
What?
words are.
Sometimes it's fun to have 5 dots in disciplines.
I have 5 dots in discipline.
Sometimes it's fun to have 20 dots in backgrounds.
And it is. Oh fuck.
So wait, all right. What is it?
Where's the rough
that-
location of the 0.5 cost?
So this is the other
Alright.
traits, Pat. So this is just like extra shit we can buy.
Yeah,
I want a
you got
splurge.
15 freebie points. It costs 5 for an attribute, 2 for an ability, 7 for a discipline, 1 for a background, 2 for a virtue, 1 for humanity, and 1 for willpower.
Yeah.
I kind of want to like. I don't know actually. Shit.
7 for discipline.
Yeah.
Kind of want to become a skill monkey now. Actually, is that what it's called?
Actually,
What's the
Josh,
term?
instead of taking that extra dot in potence, you could take an additional discipline called fortitude,
Okay.
which is
Oh, you're
the
gonna
toughness
allow
power.
out of clan?
In physical disciplines, yes. Specialist disciplines, no. But I don't mind people taking potent, celerity, fortitude, vicissitude, maybe even auspex at level 1 as an out of clan power, because they're quite classic vampire powers.
Alright, so if I understood correctly, I added myself 1 point of dominate, 1 point of tenebrations, so 14. I've got 1 left, and I dumped it in generation.
Okay, yeah, that works.
That works.
Yeah, I bumped myself 1 in celerity and 1 in vicissitude. Maybe I did that wrong, and maybe I should just, instead of celerity at all, I should just 4 in presence. Honestly, yeah, 4 in presence.
I don't know.
4 in presence is great. That you can actually summon people to come to you from all the way across town.
Hell yeah.
You were like,
Yeah,
it's the ultimate booty call power.
I was gonna say it's like I'd like a cheese pizza, please, and then
You're
bam.
never gonna.
Now, the
you're
trouble
never
there
gonna
is,
get
Nye,
thirsty.
You can summon the
Did
pizza
that?
guy. You can't make him bring pizza.
Oh
No, get him to come here.
But we
and then
don't
go
care
get
about the
and come back.
pizza. We only care about the pizza guy.
I suppose that's true. You don't need the pizza. You need the pizza guy. Hope
like
he's
you
pizza
bring-
flavors.
Actually, you actually
With
have to
extra
take a
sausage.
merit to be able
Wonderful.
to eat food, right?
So all the way
Yeah.
to 5 is what it takes to essentially have the equivalent of just a regular phone.
A Tinder.
Can you come over?
You know, people can't really resist you summoning them, and they won't know why they're coming. That they'll be
No,
like, whatever they're in the middle of doing, they'll be like, nope, I've got to go. And they just get up and leave, and then make their way to where you are as quickly as humanly possible.
I don't know what I want.
My character is the ultimate. Just yes.
Could I get a rundown again of like the? I do apologize,
That's okay.
dear viewers. I've not been keeping track of all this. So I've got 15 points for freebies. I can boost all the stuff we've just covered. I guess I could. I could boost my animalism to a 3. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, become Dr. Doolittle. But,
Animalism
I
3 is
also,
quite a fun
I
one.
also eat people.
At Animalism 3, you can subdue the beast within someone. Mortals. You can make mortals totally passive.
Oh,
Just make them
there.
absolutely
Oh,
chill the F
passive
out.
So how many points do I have left after that? Is that 7?
That's 7, yeah.
to use. So that's 15.
It might almost be worth taking another dot in obfuscate, to be honest, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would just give me like one
One point to spend
left.
and throw that into a background.
Okay.
As a rule of thumb, like unless it's fortitude, potence, or celerity that are just like that's straightforward. 1 point is one more.
Yeah.
Usually the first power in a discipline kind of sucks.
Yeah, except for Auspex 1, which is like the best
Yeah.
Auspex power.
True.
Level 1 powers tend to be detect. You know, you can sense the thing.
There's like say with vicissitude 1, all you can do is change your face feature a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're really getting into the vicissitude at 2. And obtenebration is the same thing. Obfuscate is the same thing. It's kind of
3
like
is where you hit your stride with all of the powers. 1 is being able to kind of sense the thing. 2 is being able to vaguely manipulate the thing. 3 is being able to actually do something useful.
So I boosted my generation by 1 for my final point in thingy. So I'm now generation 3, so that means I'm at 13 blood points.
Okay, and 10th generation.
Yes, because
Ch-
13
don't
minus 3.
Don't forget to add your blood pool and to change your generation stat at
Yeah.
the top.
Okay. So
Oh,
I'm
right. I took 1 in generation, so I should pop myself up.
1 blood
generation
and your
X,
generation 12. That.
because it's Latin for 10.
And then background generation. There's the skills. Here we go. So at generation 12, you have 11 blood points and you can spend 1 per turn. At generation 11, you have 12 blood points and you can spend 1 per turn. At generation 10, 13, 1 per turn. At 9, 14 and 2 per turn. And at 8th generation, you get 15 blood and you can spend 3 per turn.
Okay, cool.
And it starts to get really fun after that.
And
Vampires
that-
above the 8th generation can also improve their stats over human maxima.
Including disciplines.
Including
the disciplines
disciplines.
above 5 are like
Preach. I had a 5th generation 900-year-old gangrel beast that we played in.
but the protein ones are like super good.
Well,
The
above level
high
5
ones
is
are
where
like-
you get to design your own powers if you don't like the ones in the book.
But the ones that
Jesus.
is written are like pretty
Oh, some of them are sick, yeah.
I can summon animals,
That's pretty cool.
but I have to know what animals are. I've got some maggots.
See, and
flies.
I can also summon animals.
Yes.
Just
Oh,
the human
you
kind.
meant. Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant literally. I was about to go, oh, yay! And then I went, oh.
I can make them that if you'd like.
I can make them passive. Oh, God. Now, can you just
we
make
can
this
work
person.
out a thing.
Yeah, wait, make this person passive. Sure thing, pal. You keep asking for this a lot. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's fine. Yeah.
Don't ask.
I'm gonna be in the van. Be back in an hour. Should be fine.
The 2, let's be honest, or 3.
Okay. And that's us done, isn't it, Ben? We don't have any.
That's your characters done, yeah. We need to talk a little bit about your band.
Okay.
Jugular.
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 We all have a different way of pronouncing it.
Oh, and I took linguistics 1 to just match my bilingualism. So
That's
for me,
fine.
The band is jugular.
Yeah.
Jug-
I also have 1 in linguistics. I'm probably also bilingual.
I have 2 in linguistics.
So you know 3 languages. Like 1 for 1, linguistics gives you 1 language you know.
Okay, that makes sense because
I
Gregor walked here.
have- How old are you, Gregor? Gregor walked here. Oh, okay. That. Oh, right. Okay.
What is age? We do not count.
In North America. Oh, that old. Okay.
At one point, everything was connect.
Dinosaurs were cool, but kind of lame after a while.
Gregor misses glaciers.
Vikings were cool.
But so weak! Excellent. All right. I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
Let's go
exactly.
All right, so Jugular. Veronique, you're the bassist?
No, I'm gonna go for keyboards.
Keyboards. Sorry, yes, you said keyboards. Just that one note.
Yeah, I'm gonna like be playing the Korg MS-20, the same one as Skinny Puppy had, and it's just, it can only make one sound at a time.
Nothing wrong with
one finger.
I have a feeling this band is going to be very, very special.
It's fairly unique. It's got a bagpipe guy. Not a lot of industrial bands in the 90s had a bagpipe guy.
Yeah, that makes
the sort of synthesizer I picked kind of make like squelching noise that kind of fits with the bagpipe. It's not very far from a bagpipe. It's the sort of sound it's known for.
That's awesome. Okay, all right.
It's a very greasy synth, MS-20.
So you got Veronique stood there at the back on one side with the keyboard pressing the button. Josh on drums. Are we talking real drums or digital drums?
Oh, they're very real, and Gregor does not trust machines. That is for other people. So he plays with a double pedal that he is rigged up with another double pedal, so it has like a quadruple pedal.
With celerity and potence.
Yeah. We go through 2 bass drums a week. And
we're keeping the local music shop alive. Like, they're just like 20 bass drums in the back room at all times.
You just walk through the door and go, the usual.
there's a new guy in, like, why do we have so many drums? It's like, oh, you'll see Gregor will come in. Who's Greg? Oh my god, yes.
Yes, so Gregor plays fast and loud, think very heavy death metal kind of influences.
Well, you could probably manage Gabba techno speeds with a little bit of celerity thrown in there. 240 BPM in your face. Nye. Bagpipes.
Yes.
Okay. How does that work?
We are dropkick Murphys. It's just like it's amazing.
I can actually see it kind of working, you know.
We are Jugular, and we're about to really confuse you.
We are Jugular.
And then I was like, I thought it was Jugular.
Sad and stuff.
I'm really liking this band. I'm also really confused, but I am 16, so I think it works.
Yeah, I'm gonna take these bad guys out for a minute.
No bother.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you? Did you?
This is where we reveal everybody. We are actually real vampires.
Man learns on stream that he is now permanently a vampire.
Oh, and then prepare.
You gotta take them out after you imprint them.
Yeah, but it said to leave them in for a while, and maybe that was a little bit too long of a while. Oh,
You're stuck here now. Oh my god.
That was fun.
Shit.
Consummate professionalism right here. I have got a little box, special little box for them. It's a coffin.
Oh. They're your milk teeth, your milk vampire teeth.
I find that very insensitive now because I'm lactose intolerant. I feel like you just personally attacked me then.
I'm sorry. I'm food toast intolerant.
Do not worry, Ben. Gregor is also vegan.
Oh shit! Wait, samesies though.
I love the idea of vegan vampires.
Yeah, it's very funny. We
It's all about consent.
had to bring a seagull to a seagull rescue center today, and it was like, later on tonight, I'm going to be playing a very evil vampire. But right now, this seagull needs saving.
Aw.
Oh, it's awesome. Okay.
See, I consider myself a vegan vampire. I make sure that all of the people that I eat consent to me partaking in their flesh.
You
And-
don't actually have to kill.
Easy with presence.
Yeah, you do not have to kill. When you bite someone, it has a soporific effect and leaves them a little bit dazed and confused afterwards. So that they remember like making out with someone, and that's about the best they're going to remember. Or in Nye's case, they remember being attacked by a dog.
It was a dog. He kept spouting facts about the Hippocratic Oath. I'm very confused.
Yeah, so unfortunately for the Nosferatu, even because their ugliness is so extreme,
Yeah.
that even the
Yeah.
effect of the vampiric kiss on mortals tends to disguise their feeding more as animal attacks or vagrant attacks, and
Yeah.
less as a wonderful romantic encounter with a hottie in a
What
bar.
about you? That's just how it has to be. If I want to be a visionary, I want to help humanity and all creatures that live with it. Sometimes you gotta be a dog.
No,
Aw.
this is good. Most people remember my encounters as being hit with vending machine.
I think I remember your character from an anime that I once watched called Durarara.
So I think we decided that you guys were going to be like an industrial type band, like a bit goth industrial.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know what that genre is necessarily, but I will find out by next session.
You just have to go through the playlist that me and Veronique sent you the other day.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
haven't
good.
had to listen to it yet.
Some classic bangers, as the kids say.
I'm sure. You know what? I don't know if I could consider myself a kid anymore, but I'm sure I will enjoy the bangers.
Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about the city that we're going to be based out of. So Alchemy is a very old town in New England. It's been there for a very long time. The area around it is tin mining territory, or would have been had the tin not already been mined out by early settlers. So there's a massive warren of tunnels under the town, under the city. It's only a short distance to Gloucester and sits in the bay, the big looped bay just south of Gloucester, Massachusetts. The bay is called Blackwater Bay. It was once a major reason for the growth of the city. It was a huge fishing town. So it went from being a tin mining town to being a fishing town, and then due to pollution and overfishing, at most you get subsistence income for the most desperate of fishermen. So the original settlement was a rough mining town called Tin Point. It was a lawless, cutthroat place. Very quickly gained notoriety as the most lawless town on the East Coast. It was proper Old West in the East. And when the tin ran out, the town fell into disrepair and disrepute. Then in 1764, a wealthy landowner by the name of John Donington bought up the whole town and built a new town on the spot. He was also an amateur dabbler in mysticism and believed that the sands of Egypt could revitalize the area, so he actually imported thousands of tons of sand and soil from the Nile Delta and named the town Alchemy after that. And then he spent the rest of his days holed up in a mansion on the outskirts of town trying to perfect immortality. He disappeared with no heir in 1799, presumed dead, and the town passed into the control of the town council. In the first few decades of the 1800s, Alchemy rose to prominence as a fishing town, creating a boom for the area. They also discovered some new tin deposits, which meant they became canning and fishing, and became like Sardine Central for the East Coast. Became moderately successful, drew in a good-sized population, but as the 20th century rolled around, things were starting to look less promising. Fishing was on the decline, and then in 1928, an undersea vent let out a wave of toxic waste, tin salts, and town waste, wiping out most of the fish in the region and cutting off both of the town's industries in one single move. For a while, smuggling became the only thing keeping alchemy going, and a growing criminal element appeared in town. They used the old tin mine tunnels to get around as little hideaways, so there's a storied history of smuggling in and around alchemy. Once World War II started, a lot of the old canneries were converted into munitions factories, and a new dock was built to ship goods over to Europe. Once the war ended, though, funding stopped again, and an even steeper spiral of decline drove the town into recession, crime, and decay. So from the 40s through to the 80s, alchemy became the shame of the East Coast, a morality tale of what can go wrong with a town. Their decline rivals that of Detroit. They became better known for high homeless figures, crime rates, and being the disappearance capital of the United States. Thanks, Lost Boys. Given the chance, people would move away from the town, and it became almost a ghost town at some points, barely keeping enough of a population to keep the basic amenities going. And then the dot-com boom of the 90s suddenly promoted a massive revitalizing of the town. All these new companies investing in really cheap real estate, government subsidies, venture capitalist investment. A huge technology park was built on the outskirts of town, and loads of money was ploughed back into the town. The university benefited from new buildings, whole new industries were created, and the town undergoes a rapid and impressive redevelopment. So it's become a city of two halves. The old town of Alchemy is still very poor, but people have pride. Crime rates are lower than they've been in a century. People are beginning to notice the disappearances more, and there is a police task force that's been set up to investigate it. The new town is full of shiny buildings, wealthy citizens, and a great deal of arrogance. They rebuilt the town and feel that they have more right to it than the people who let it fall into disrepair. So the dichotomy between old and new is the paradox of alchemy, kept going by modern technologies, but built on a foundation of previous iterations of the same town. What alchemy is built on is older bits of alchemy, dating all the way back to the tin mines and maybe even beyond that. Okay, so that's the history of the town. There are sort of 6 main regions and then suburbs as well. Alchemy Town is the centre, comprised of the Old Town, New Town, City Centre and Plymouth Flats, which is a residential area. Donington Square, a lot of the places in town are named after John Donington in one way or another. Donington Square, faced by the City Hall, is a picturesque maze of cobbled streets, old world charm and traditional New England style, heavily influenced by a strongly Germanic flavour. There are horse-drawn carriages transporting citizens and tourists around the square and the neighbouring Valley Park, which is full of scaled-down replicas of the famous landmarks of Egypt. Now he's gone again. He got bored.
He was frozen for a bit.
I don't care about stories.
Honestly, Donahue sounds like a fucking, like, I don't know. It sounds cool.
Yeah,
like,
dude is sus.
Mad sus, but like in a cool way.
You've also got the main campus for Alchemy Central University, which is located in the Old Town. Building dates back to 1790. History, anthropology and social sciences, literature and economics are the main majors that people study there. Newtown is old by American standards, having been built in the 19th century. Bless. Newtown is the liveliest part of town. Alchemy General Hospital, police headquarters sit on either side of it, and there was once a hub of criminal activity there during Prohibition, and there are still some functioning speakeasies, although they're more of tourist traps now than anything else. Then you've got the docks, which stretch all along the waterfront, physical docks, the fisheries and the fishing fleets, and the roughest residential area is a bit of town called Fishpool. Skippity skip, skippity skip, skippity skip. Then you've got the wealthiest part of town, which is called Donington Heights, containing the Innsfield Fitzroy Technology Zone, the mansion of John Donington, Donington Hall, Donington Manor, sorry, my bad. The richer towns have got gates and fences built around them, and so there are some smaller areas on the heights and a large middle class area built around the multi-million-dollar homes. There is a part of town called Little Germany, which has a huge German immigrant population, is the most industrialized part of town, and is ironically the site of most of the munitions factories from World War II, which have now been repurposed as much as is possible to produce cans and license plates.
Oh, that sounds like a Pennsylvania city to me.
A little bit, yeah.
A very rusty bell.
One of the most popular things in Little Germany is the sausage carts. Fast food vendors, street meats, ranging in size from a hand cart to a van that sells cooked sausages and bread. And Alchemy residents do not like it when anybody calls them hot dogs.
No,
They get
it's
most
not hot
upset.
dog. It's Wurst.
Yeah.
Good. Small Wurst, big Wurst, cardboard box.
You've also got Alchemy Central Station, located in Little Germany. Loads of indoor marketplaces, well lit, signposted, really hard to get lost, or so you might think. But there is also a rat run of service tunnels, disused ducts, maintenance shafts, storage sheds and sidelines, many of which serve as a warm refuge for the homeless of Alchemy. Then you've got a residential area called Woodvale, north and south, based on the tram line, near the airport. North Woodvale and Woodvale High School are very middle class, full of professionals, well-tended streets, abundant parks. South Woodvale is quite literally the other side of the tracks. 101 highway and the main tram lines run between it. There's an inland storm levee and a drain that creates the illusion of a moat between the two, although it's full of waste, pollution and worse things. Buildings are cramped together, distressing, discomforting concrete affairs, and the two Woodvales hate each other. There is also a little area of Woodvale called Midditch, which is the desirable place for wealthy executives and senior hospital staff. Surrounding wall, private security and fully staffed services, including lawns. Then, stretching out for miles out from there, is the suburbs. And then surrounding the suburbs, you've got forest. This keeps Alchemy quite secluded as a town. It's a little island of itself in the middle of New England. A lot of people go there unless they are deliberately going there. It's not on the way to anywhere. So it would have become a ghost town, but because of the new technology park, loads more people have been moved there by companies. So you've got this big burst that's happening in the town recently. Suddenly it's become a place to be again. So loads of young, technically skilled people are moving to the area. This has brought with it a new wave in music, in art, in design, which includes, of course, your own good selves. The merry little musical 5-piece of Jugular.
Jugular!
And what I was going to say is, thank goodness the future looks bright for the .com industry. It's just going to keep it's just going to keep rising and rising. There will be no fall.
It's the mid-90s.
Some say it's a bubble.
Yeah, well, I mean, bubbles are pretty and they never burst, so...
Yeah, exactly,
They
right?
just grow bigger
What could
and
possibly
bigger
go
and
wrong?
bigger. It's always sustainable.
I remember the Sabertooth curriculum. Teach us to avoid Sabertooth. That was good.
I remember when tulips were in, and that bubble collapsed.
Yes. Tulips.
Well, that's a super history nerd joke.
No, I
right
get it.
there. Yeah.
So, you haven't as yet been turned into vampires, so you don't have access to all your cool vampire powers or any of your vampire disciplines or anything. You're just a mortal band who aren't particularly very good. You're kind of going to be relying on Pat's presence to carry the show. You can play your instruments, you can get into bars.
We're fueled by charisma and loudness.
Yes.
Yeah.
And alcohol.
That's literally the description of industrial music. And speed.
I think I actually went through the trouble of coming up with a couple of lyrics for songs too.
That's amazing. That is super cool. We already have songs for the band that we made up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Crazy.
You can have to come on over to Discord, or maybe we'll get Pat to perform some of those in later shows.
Yes, maybe.
When you get up to actually do a show, once you're vampires, you could maybe perform a little something for us.
Ooh, shit, yeah. All right, well, I actually have to... So I was considering them when we were back at the concept of being a grunge band. So I have to come up with ways to make them industrial.
Yeah. Translate them into German, shout them into a dustbin.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh god.
I mean, usually the lyrics are really simple. Even in German, it goes du hast.
Lost.
I mean, if you don't speak German, that's like poetry. You're like, whoa, that's so deep. It's like, it's just... Oh,
ein kleiner Mensch stirbt nur zum Schein.
German, and they're gonna just be like, what the fuck were you doing?
Well, since we have bagpipes, maybe we're like Celtic industrial. Nye, do you speak any Celtic language?
I speak Irish.
Does anybody?
Oh, there we go. George speaks Irish.
His character
Josh
doesn't.
speaks Irish. Perfect.
Gregor.
Well, he could, because he's got 2 points in linguistics, and we know it's English and Russian, and what's the third
Yes,
one?
there is a third language there.
We'll go with
Mesopotamian.
Mesopotamian, ancient. No, because I wasn't a vampire before. So we'll go with maybe.
No, I get you.
I'm trying to think. Look, we'll decide when we decide.
I mean, German would be quite a
course,
good
yeah.
one for the town.
Yeah, we could do Germany then.
I love the way people are saying not even the weirdest thing I've seen in an industrial show.
That actually gives me hope.
Yeah, you're
Hope
not
for
wrong.
the world that there's weirder stuff out there than us.
I went to see Sheep on
Let's
Drugs
go.
once, and I myself was not particularly well at the time. I was running a temperature of about 104 and off my face on prescription-based medication in order to... But I bought tickets for the damn show, and I was going, and then the person I was supposed to be going with pulled out. So I was there on my own while Sheep on Drugs was shouting at us from the stage. That was quite a trippy experience.
You always need a buddy, Ben.
You always
Gotta
need
have
a
a buddy when you're tripping.
Unless
the
they're
fuck,
also
Ben? Oh my
tripping.
God.
And then...
It was a growth
it's even better.
experience. I learned a lot that day. I learned a lot.
Like,
I love it.
yeah, it's like having a sober driver who's
Yeah.
also drunk. Yeah.
This is Scottish driver then.
That's great.
So, unbeknownst to you all at this time, the secret underbelly of alchemy is that it's run by vampires, as are most of the cities. There's this whole huge vampiric politics thing going on in the background. Now, for the most part, the vampires are run by this organization called the Camarilla, or Camarilla, which is a globally spanning meta-organization that seeks to control and conceal vampires from mortals whilst letting them still have power over them through the power of their blood, through the power of influence, through the power of money. Because as you get old and powerful as a vampire, you also get rich a lot of the time, and that gives you the ability to do lots of stuff. So they secretly manipulate things from behind the curtain. In opposition to these Camarilla types, there is another group of vampires called the Sabbat. And the Sabbat are less concerned about hiding amongst humanity. They'll still keep fairly low-key, because they know that the humans could just kill them all if they banded together and tried. But they're vampires, and they're not afraid to be vampires. They think the Camarilla are cowards and like to pussyfoot around in the cities and not actually do anything for real. Whereas the Sabbat are more than happy to just hold a huge bloodbath and then mind wipe the crap out of anybody who witnessed it. So everybody knows that Sabbat towns are a little bit messed up. But what the Sabbat also like to do is they like to invade Camarilla towns and mess them up a little bit. And just such a thing is happening right now in alchemy. Upsetting the balance of power, a small group of Sabbat vampires have travelled south from Canada, where they own the city of Montreal. They've pushed deep into Camarilla territory in the States, and they've pulled up just on the outskirts of Alchemy, whereupon they have set about doing a thing they like to call a shovelhead party. And in a shovelhead party, the Sabbat pack will go out, they will kidnap a bunch of entertaining looking mortals, hit them in the back of the head with a shovel, knock them out, drain them of all of their blood, feed them a little bit more, and then bury them in a hole in the ground. Looks like Lee's happy. Oh my god, you're going to be shovelheads!
I've been to worse parties.
And so,
I need to get into worse clubs.
when the game begins, you have just finished a set in a really, really shitty lesbian bar called the Pink B-Day.
The 90s, back when these things were actually around, not being slowly destroyed.
Oh, right. I guess.
It's right in the rough bit of town. It's in South. That place I told you about. South Woodvale. There we go. South Woodvale bar called the Pink B-Day. It's little more than a door in the side of a warehouse. They don't care how good you are. They like to have live acts because people like to throw their bottles of piss at the stage. It gives them something to do.
Well,
So
we are live. Isn't that right, everybody?
Yeah, I think I hit my head.
So we just finished the set.
You just finished your set. You're
okay, then yeah.
sat backstage drinking warm beer out of bottles.
I am wondering, does anyone have the little umbrella? I like the little umbrella for the beer. We did not have these at home.
You are provided with a little paper umbrella.
Oh, fantastic.
It makes your beer taste a little bit fruitier, like it might have already been in a drink tonight.
I'll donate my extra, so you have 2 little umbrellas.
Oh, umbrellas. Truly, this is a majestic evening. I thought we were quite crap tonight. It was good, huh?
I mean, they threw less bottles at us than I think the last club did. So I think on the bottles to being bludgeoned ratio, I think we're doing better in that respect.
This is true.
That's because we came to a lesbian bar. Let's be honest. I'm pretty hot.
That is true. That is a very true statement.
Oh,
So at the minute now, you're just unattractive. You're not truly hideous yet.
Oh, okay. Just understood that. Yep.
I just have bad acne. And like I'm in a corner, like they're having like their umbrella things, and I'm just like I have like envelopes and I'm counting cash and I'm taking notes, and it's kind of like this shuffling of money and note taking that just wouldn't make sense to anyone, and everything's got codes.
So the owner of the bar comes in, this very heavy set, stereotypical lady by the name of Hazel. She's got her hair shaved up to here, and then this sort of shock of bright green that sort of hangs down in front in these 2 massive dreadlocks, almost down to her waist.
Got it.
And she's like, "So, yeah, that was an okay set. I got your money." And she's got another envelope that looks almost exactly the same as the envelopes you're already shuffling. And she sort of hands it to you, and inside there's sort of a wad of dirty bar bills.
Sticky and like
A little bit, yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have the little umbrellas for the drinks? Where might I find another little umbrella for my drink?
Do you want another umbrella? Okay.
Da!
Okay. Let me go get you another umbrella.
I like this place.
I do too.
Yeah. So she hands you about $200 in cash in an envelope, and comes back through with a little umbrella, a bottle of whiskey. Well, not whiskey.
It was once.
A bottle of sour mash. and a couple of shot glasses, and she like plunks them down on the table and goes, you earned it. Thanks.
I will have my shot of turpentine.
Yes, I shall attempt to drink mine.
And I try to keep a straight face as it goes down and tastes more and more like turpentine and petrol.
By the third one, it stops tasting like turpentine.
Because your tongue don't work no more.
Yeah, it's just burnt.
No.
So you've all got a little bit of a buzz on, and you sat there in the green room, and there's a knock at the back door.
I go to answer it. I'm assuming it's the person that I was.
That's Sasha.
Oh, that's Sasha. Is Ragnar the one that's asleep?
Yep.
Well played, Ragnar. Well played.
He's been there for like 2 hours, just not bothered.
So, Pat, you open the door, and it's like one of those wooden doors with a push bar that is kind of a fire exit. Thanks, Beowulf. Beowulf has found us a German industrial metal band from the 90s that uses bagpipes.
Fuck yeah.
They're called Tanzfoot. I know what I'm spending my YouTube time on. So, Pat, you open the door, and the first thing that happens is someone smashes you in the face with a shovel.
Rude.
Like,
It's like my birthday all over again.
and you kind of go rolling back into the room, blood pouring down your face, shovel imprint all over you. You fall over the table and you knock the glasses and the whiskey over. And as... Pat, what's your character called?
Clem.
As Clem staggers backwards and falls over the table and you watch, there's like a rush of wind and these 6 people come charging into the room and just open up on you. And they're just like laying you out with punches and kicks and just beat the ever-loving crap out of you. Absolutely.
I'd like to make no attempt to defend myself, but instead fold up an umbrella and put it inside my inner pocket.
I like the idea that it's like, did you even hit the guy with glasses? No, he just I just went like that and he just collapsed unconscious.
And one by one, it all goes kind of black as you have the ever-loving shit kicked out of you by a bunch of vampires who you couldn't possibly hope to outmatch at this time. Everything goes blurry, the red mist descends, it all goes cold and dark, and the sound disappears into the distance. And when you wake up, you're smushed somewhere. It's really, really tight. At first it feels kind of like your duvet, and like you're wrapped up in your duvet, like one of those nights where it's really hot and really close. And then you just try and unravel yourself from the duvet, and you find that you can't. But you can also find that around you there are limbs, like arms, legs, torsos. Sometimes you get bitten when you reach faces and stuff, and they're sharp. It's dark, it smells like dirt, and you're surrounded by limbs. This is the worst orgy ever.
Oh, yeah. No.
Well, I mean, wait, is it the worst one? How badly does it smell of balls?
Not that badly, actually, because most people are dressed when they get shovel-headed.
Oh, well, that's,
so score.
you know, the little things in life.
Pat's just reflecting on the benefit of your experience there.
Oh, God. These guys don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Nye says that.
I by the way, I've definitely taken to calling Veronique's character Cece, no relation to her actual name. Cece, what have you gotten us into?
Yeah, aren't we underground? So
It's very muffled. You can hear someone making noises, but there are lots of people making noises. You can hear like hissing sounds and like eating sounds and mouth noises. It's like being trapped underground with the worst eater in a cinema.
I would like to bite the hand that someone's just put in my mouth.
You bite down and you feel this sort of rush of strength come over you.
Oh.
Okay.
And the blood spurts into your mouth, and it's the tastiest thing you've ever experienced. You're having a real Ozzy Osbourne moment.
Does this give me perhaps the strength to kind of just fucking...
Oh, with that, you rear up, and the whole earth moves around you. And you all feel the ground sort of slip around where you are, like it's starting to come loose. And then, Josh, you start swimming almost up to the surface of the ground. And you get that moment where you punch your hand up out of the ground like a claw, and it just appears out of the soil. And you hear a muffled cheer from outside.
I'm gonna crawl out of the dirt as best I can.
All right, I'm gonna then ask you to make a self-control roll at this point.
Sounds good.
And your
Okay,
difficulty
so
is 8.
So, do I just click on self-control? Is that...
I don't think so with that.
Dice
could-
pool. You
could get a-
spot on. Dice pool.
Yeah.
But I think no, you don't have self-control in there. Do you?
Basically,
I have
if you've got
2
the
points.
dice, if you've got some d10s, roll that number of dice
Yeah.
rather than fart-arsing
So I
around
have,
with
I
trying to
have
get the auto.
two in self-control, so I roll 2d10?
You roll 2 d10s and you need to get 8s or better.
Oh, I got a 7 and a 10.
Excellent. So a 10 is a success. In fact, it's a critical success. So you rear up out of the ground. And the rest of you, you've now got like this little alley that you can sort of schmooze your way through slightly. And as you pop up out of the ground, there's a bonfire, which is really bright, massive, great thing, burning brightly. And there's a bunch of people in the weirdest outfits you've ever seen, like a kind of costume party in a fetish club going on out there. And there's this huge bonfire and a bunch of trucks and just all these people just cheering. And some money changes hands as you pop up out of the ground. And one of them comes over, and it's a massive biker bloke with a huge beard that comes down to his belt. And he kind of grabs hold of you by the arm and helps you up out of the ground, pulling you the rest of the way.
I just have one of those paper umbrellas stuck in my head.
And he slams something into your hand, and it's like a cold bottle of beer.
Oh, man. So immediately, without question, I'm going to, with my teeth, open the beer and just...
Yeah, your teeth feel really weird while you're doing that. It's like you've got more tooth there than there should be.
So Gregor is used to being punched in the face, so the feeling of teeth not fitting where they are is not unusual to him.
Yeah. So you chug this beer, and it's thick. It's much thicker than the beer you're used to. Slightly metallic tinge to it, but it's good stuff. It's tasty.
Sounds great.
And the guy that you're with lifts your hand up and goes, "Ah!" And everybody around the fire goes, "Ah!" Meanwhile, the rest of you who are buried underneath him can all hear this howling and cheering going on above.
I'm gonna try and get out with my 1 of strength.
Yeah, I'm also
Now
gonna
that
try.
things are looser a bit than.
Well, if the rest of you want to make a strength and athletics
dear.
roll
Oh,
to push your way out, with an automatic success if you have any dots in potence.
All right, so strength and athletics roll. So
Yeah,
that
so it's the strength number plus the athletics number in dice.
Okay, so. Oh wait, so we roll as many dice as we have pips and something?
What's
Yes.
the difficulty?
Okay.
Difficulty is 6.
I didn't do too bad, actually. I'm kind of shocked.
My 1 dice got me a success.
Holy shit! Okay, we're really good at this getting out of dirt stuff. Awesome.
Do we have to roll for self-control too?
Yes, you guys also have to roll your self-control as you burst out into the firelight because it's really bright, it burns your eyes. You get this real kind of feel as you come out.
Difficulty 6?
Difficulty 6 for the rest of you.
I got 1 success.
Self-control is always difficulty 6 for everyone except Josh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's your clan flaw. The Bruja are short-tempered folk and not good at self-control.
This is
I
good.
critically succeeded.
Okay.
Huzzah.
And critically failed, so I think they cancel each other out.
So, one by one, Veronique, you claw your way out of the ground, spitting out dirt. Pat, you claw your way out of the dirt, and you kind of wipe your face. It doesn't feel sore anymore. You remember being hit in the face with a shovel, but it doesn't hurt. And your nose isn't broken. Everything's back where it's supposed to be. And then Nye, you kind of bring up the rear, dragging Roger's character, yet to be named, up with you. He appears to be asleep or unconscious. And as you all pop out, they cheer. "Ah!" And you get this drink slapped into your hand. This sort of heavy, thick beer. It's not beer.
We're probably feeling very thirsty.
Very thirsty. So necking the bottle is entirely a natural state of affairs. You all begin with 2 blood points. 1 from the change and 1 from the bottle that you've just been given. When you pull Roger's body out, no, they all kind of go, boo! And you can see sort of money changing hands. Veronique, you notice this more than the others. They've been betting on something, and it's based on you lot coming up out of the ground. There's 2 other really dirty looking people sat nearby. There's Hazel, the owner of the lesbian bar, and what looks like a vagrant guy. Just so he's kind of slumped over, rocking slightly. And she's currently being held down by this incredibly hairy woman who looks like she's got 80s rock hair, and a completely bald guy with weird serpentine eyes holding her down, and she's got these big spiky teeth coming out of her mouth, and she's raging and thrashing.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna go at Azel, and it's like, this is not the gig we signed up for. What the hell's going on?
One of the other vampires who's nearby, one of the other people nearby says, "Wait, you're a band?"
Yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, we're Jugular!
Jugular!
Whoa.
The fucking bookers I've ever seen.
What do you play?
I would. Any chance I could, to like emphasize the fact I'm going to say drums, could I punch out someone near me?
Yes, you absolutely could. Make a Dex and Brawl roll.
Dex and Brawl. Okay, so dice pool, dexterity and Brawl. Roll that bad boy. And it says pool mod 0.
Pool mod 0.
Difficulty
6.
Fantastic. Oh dear. 3 successes.
Plus automatic successes from your potents.
Yep. Okay.
So how many does that add?
From my potence is another 2.
Right. So with 5 successes, as you say, Jugular, you punch one of these guys, and he goes airborne. You've never punched someone like that before in your life. You feel so powerful. You can feel strength coursing through you. And as this guy goes airborne, everybody's like, "Wah!" And he lands on the floor and he gets up. And as you watch, his nose unbreaks and sets back in place. And he too raises both of his arms and goes, "Wah!" And then he runs at the fire and jumps it.
What the fuck?
And he does this leap that clears the fire, goes right over the top of it, lands on the other side. And again, everybody goes, "Wah!"
Josh, your character is Gregor, right?
Yes, Gregor.
I'm gonna tell like, Gregor, go jump over the fire.
Gregor is not athletic. Is that are you like compelling me to do that? Is there a way?
Or maybe maybe I could be without knowing it.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so that's manipulation.
So that would be the second power. It's manipulation.
Leadership? I think it's manipulation leadership.
Or
Lead
intimidation
Gregor
or
over the
leadership.
fire.
It depends on the level.
Gregor's about to learn how good the regeneration abilities of vampires are. Not great with fire, but...
Dominate.
It's command, so manipulation, intimidation. Difficulty of his willpower. So it's only the level 1 power. Basically, your command is on the word jump.
Yeah. Josh, what's Gregor's willpower?
10.
No challenge.
Okay. Difficulty 10. 1 success.
Josh, make a strength athletics roll.
Strength, athletics, strength.
And add 2 automatic successes for your potence.
Cool mod.
Like,
There you go.
as I use Dominate for the first time, am I like feeling something or?
Yeah, you feel like this thickness in your throat and it rolls out of your mouth and you feel this sort of heaviness in your eyes. And Josh, as she does it, her eyes take on this sort of steely glint that you feel you cannot disobey what she says. But also, jump the fire.
Gregor's gonna grab you by both shoulders and go, "Oh fuck yes!" and then turn and sprint. I got 6 successes. Gonna like what happens there?
You're in the other park at this
You
point.
jump.
Gregor punches Sputnik back to Earth.
And had you been alive, you'd have made this jump. But the fact is, you throw yourself into the air and you disappear up into the
It's like
darkness
E.T.
above the fire, and everybody's like, "Whoa!" You get this real slow motion moment. Whoa.
You know the guy who jumped ahead of me?
Yeah.
Can I land on him?
You land
Just
on
do assert
him.
dominance.
3-point hero mode.
Excellent.
And the crowd goes wild. They're impressed. They're very, very impressed. And then Pat.
Have they noticed that I made him do it?
Pat, a couple of them kind of notice you, and they're like, "Oh." And from over at the back of the crowd, a person stands up. At least you think they're a person. They appear to be about 7 feet tall. Yes, it's a person. It's a woman. It's a giant of a woman in form-fitting PVC clothing, with hair that stands up a good 8 inches from the top of their head in this enormous peaked ponytail, and heels that could be used to impale someone. And she just kind of walks around the fire to you, and she's physically perfect in every way. Like her face has been entirely sculpted on over time. Like whoever her surgeon is, they're worth whatever they were paid. And she kind of leans in to you and says, "Pretty."
To me or to Gregor?
And takes you by the hand and starts to walk off.
Definitely not Gregor. Gregor is currently going.
Now this is begins with a C, isn't CC, is Clem.
Oh, Clem.
Oh, wait, she's at me?
Oh yeah, that's Clem.
Yeah, Clem, you're the hot one.
Well, yes, thank you. All right, and I walk with her confidently. I'm sure this is a good thing. I'll guess I meet you back here then, everybody.
Oh, she doesn't go very far. She just goes around the other side of the fire with you, and then sits down in the middle of everybody else, pulls a razor blade out of her belt, pops it in her mouth, and then leans in to kiss you.
Kinky, all right. I lean in.
And you get this sort of mingled blood taste in your mouth, and you kiss, and it's weird, but at the same time it's quite interesting. And the blood makes it very different. Normally you'd be a little bit squicked out by this. I mean, you might like pretend to drink blood live on stage or use blood capsules and stuff, but this is the real deal. This is some kinky sex club shit.
She has her red wings. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, no, not from the mouth usually. Not with a razor, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
And
is weird.
it's weird and different. Nye.
Yeah. I'm super fine, aren't I? I'm
Yeah,
not,
you're
like,
super fine. Everything's
horribly
cool.
disfigured. Yeah.
And this guy comes up to you and he looks a little bit like Batboy from the National Enquirer.
Okay.
And he pats you on the shoulder and he's like,
Hello.
and he's like, pats himself down. He pulls out a mirror and shows you your own reflection. What does your hideous undeath mutation look like?
Oh.
Every Nosferatu is different. Some are covered in pustules and boils. Some look like Batboy. Some look kind of melted. Some have lost all of their skin and are just this fleshy nastiness.
Oh, I don't know. Shit. Oh, I should have thought of this.
I mean, the Pustulio Batboy look is kind of generic.
Yeah. I don't want to be generic. Yeah, that would suck.
You already had bad acne, so.
Oh no, I've got the worst acne ever.
Your spots have spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like your acne has grown into these sort of giant moles, completely covering your whole face. One side of your face is slid down a little bit, like you've had a stroke.
Oh, this is an awful picture you're showing me, man.
There are like lumps on your eyelids. And as you're looking at the picture, you start being able to feel them a little bit more, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's my actual face."
Oh.
I've become a monster.
Yeah, I actually think this is the point where Gregor leaps right over the fire. Pat is being seduced by the goddess.
And some goblins just like patted you on the shoulder and shown you your reflection.
Oh. I just sigh. Yeah, that checks out.
He reaches into his jacket and pulls out like a squealing, squirming little rat. Rips its throat open and hands it to you. Actually smells kind of good.
I have just a little, like, you know, that polite thing you do when you get handed the drink you don't want, like, and then I'm going, oh, actually, this is all right, yeah.
It's like one of those mini cans, so you can have an extra blood point from that.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, rad. I'm liking this already. Nosferatu got to stick together.
And Veronique, you're kind of witnessing your bandmates indulging in this big whole party situation. And a man in a suit comes up to you, and he appears very out of place here. There's bikers and fetishists and ugly gremlin people and all kinds of weird shit going on at this party. And then there's this dude in a suit. It's a very nice suit as well. It's tailored. This isn't an off-the-peg number. This is a man who has spent money on a very, very good suit. His eyes are very deep and sunken, very black around the outskirts. The suit itself is a perfect wedge shape that fits his torso. He clearly used to work out, or still does.
I'm gonna ask him, so what's this little gambling/orgy thing you've got going here?
Yes, I thought you looked like you might be the brains of the operation.
Well, thank you.
Oh, don't thank me yet. There's a long way to go. Welcome to the party. Let me explain a few things to you. 1, vampires are real. 2, you are one. 3, so's everybody else here. 4, don't end up like that. And 5, the fuckers in town want to stop you being who you are. And he hands you a hospital blood bag.
Packed lunch, if you will.
Yeah, I'll just rip into it. I'm probably drawn to it.
Yeah, the smell, the feel, everything about it is weirdly attractive. Like, okay, do I need a transfusion? No, I need to eat this bag. Oh.
Yeah, I'll dig into it.
Juxtaposition is amazing.
is great.
Oh, nobody told me that the cameras were all over the shop. I'm a bad person. Veronique is Veronique. Nye is Josh. Josh is Pat. Pat is Nye.
I'm quite enjoying getting the pack clout, though. you can leave me where I am at, you know?
Welcome, Josh, to meet him.
Pat, we'll swap outfits for next week.
Joy.
Cash money
Make them.
on the table.
Yeah, I don't know if I can grow a beard as magnificent as Josh's in a week. I mean,
No, but
There were too many words in that sentence, Nye.
that
You could have
yeah,
stopped it.
Ben,
I don't know if I can grow out a beard.
Ben, that's me in a nutshell. Nah, there are too many words in any sentence you say.
I'll tell you what, mate. If I could give you my facial hair, you'd be welcome to it.
Wait, Nye, do you not grow facial hair? Twinsies.
9 months of laser hair removal, and what happened? It grew back.
Oh no.
Anyway, back to our vampire party. And it's in full swing. A couple more people fight their way up out of the ground. The last one kind of pulls himself out of the ground and curls up in a ball on the floor. And the other people around the party all sort of leap up and start kicking him like a football. Hey, Infinite Monkey Tails, thank you for the raid.
Woo!
Score!
Yeah.
We're playing some Vampire 2nd Edition. So they start kicking this one guy who's just like crawled up out of the ground and is curled up in a ball. Anybody want to do anything?
yeah, I think
I'm gonna ask the gentleman with me. So
I think
what's that about?
He came last.
I think
Well, he
I'm gonna
deserves it then.
I think I'm going to shamble over and be like, "Hey, okay, oh god, that's my
Don't you
voice
dare.
now."
Don't you dare do that
Okay,
voice.
I will not do that voice. Hey,
That was your last
look.
Nosferatu voice.
Yeah, I know. I'm not allowed. Can't be Stitch again. It's bad. Okay. Hey. Okay. I don't know what's going on, but at most orgy parties, you don't kick someone unless they ask for it. I don't think he's asked. Are you asking to be kicked? What does he say?
He kind of rolls over and sort of looks at you slightly glassy-eyed. And one of these 80s rocker guys kind of shoves you in the shoulder and says, well, I'll stop if you jump the fire.
I think
Well.
Gregor uses Nye's character as a moral compass, and the fact this guy shoved him, I'd like to break that man's arm, if that's at all possible. So I'm wailing on this guy I've just jumped over the fire and landed on, and
Yep.
I've like, somebody touched my knives.
Now, what's your character called?
Bathory.
Bathory.
We should probably put it
Yeah.
in the Zoom.
Bathory.
Somebody
Bathory.
touched Bathory, and just turned and
Spend one of your blood points then, Josh.
absolutely, it's gone.
And as you do, you whip around that fire like the wind. You've never moved so fast in your life. You can almost feel the air snap into the gap behind you. And the next thing you know, you're in front of the guy, breaking his arm. So roll Dex and Brawl.
Dex, brawl, Dex. I should have put something in dexterity. And we'll roll that. Pool mod 0.
0.
right?
Yeah.
And then difficulty 6.
6.
4 successes.
4, 6. Oh my god. You are doing so well.
Snap it off.
Yeah, he.
Oh my god.
I
Actually,
think
that's
I'm more
not.
afraid of
Yeah, that
Gregor
is
in
4
this
successes because you got a crit there. So you whip around the fire like the wind and you slam into this guy, and as you do that, crack! And you snap his arm, and it kind of flaps off.
And I will turn to both of them and be like,
Did you consent to this man pushing you?
No.
See, this is what happens, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna help the dazed guy up, but I'm also be like, Gregor, like we should get you into some kind of competition. Like you've got a really good arm.
You broke a guy's arm just by running into him. That's insane.
Have you thought about doing
And the guy doesn't appear to be all that bothered. I mean, normally you'd expect someone to be sort of screaming, or at the very least noticing. Maybe he's off his face on PCP or something. His arm's kind of flapping about, And his mates are all kind of going, ooh, at him from the logs they're sat on around the fire. And he kind of picks his arm up, pulls it back into place, and it goes as he twists it around back into place. And then he flexes his fingers. He's like, damn, you are good. You're the strongest damn shovelhead I ever saw.
This is an old saying in my town. They hit you with shovel, you get stronger.
Yeah.
It has not worked until now, but very good now.
high failure rate until now.
My grandmother died this way.
Oh god. I've got a dazed guy as well. I'm not sure what I'm doing with him, but he's...
So what'd you say, Bat Boy? You jumping or we kicking? And all of his mates over on the benches are like, jump, 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 jump.
I can throw you.
Gregor, I think you might have to throw... No, you know what, Gregor? No, I don't want to rely... I don't want to rely on you. I can do this, all right?
Seriously, now rely on
I'm
me.
gonna try and jump.
You're going to catch fire.
Do we have like that fear of fire?
Yeah, Rot Shrek. Josh didn't get the Rot Shrek because he was so far above the fire when he jumped. It was like, oh, look, it's all the way down there.
I dominated him. I think when you dominate, you might not have to do a Rot Shrek.
I would like to jump on my own power.
Okay.
Jump.
Yeah.
Right, so first things first, you need to make a courage roll to be able to jump.
Okay, I'm going to fail this. I've only got 2. Let's see. No, I am scared shitless.
You are not willing to jump. You go to approach the fire, and in fact, you've got a botch there. So you approach the fire, and you see it, and you feel it, and the heat, and you can feel like this deep antipathy to the fire that you've never felt before. And the rest of you, well, maybe not Pat, but the rest of the other two notice that as he gets near to the fire, his face gets uglier still. It kind of contorts into this mask of abject horror, and he hunches over like some kind of creature, hisses and runs away into the darkness outside the range of the fire. And a cavalcade of cans and bottles follows him as he goes.
Now this is like the high school parties I've been to.
Can I turn to the guy whose armor broke and be like,
he's new, he's learning, come on. First try, everyone can't do it.
Hey, you made it.
I'm different.
You're the man. And he slaps another bottle of beer into your hand.
And I will drink.
Which refills that blood point you've just spent.
The rich get richer.
The rich. I love it.
So Veronique, you're stood there with this one guy who doesn't appear to be participating in the party quite as much as all of the others.
So I'm gonna say, I'm Cynthia, by the way.
Luis.
Luis. I have a feeling you know what's up.
I do, yes. We need you, basically. You're already a coherent group. I mean, your music could probably use some work, maybe a harpsichord. But you're a coherent group, you know the town. We're new here, we don't really know our way around. And we'd quite like you to head back into town and raise a little hell. And so, in order to help you with that, we've given you superpowers, an unquenchable thirst for blood, and he reaches into his pocket. $2,000?
$2,000. There's only that much mayhem I can raise for $2,000.
I know, but it's a start. It's seed capital, call it.
Right.
If you do well, then when we take over the city, you live and get to carve out your own territory and have fun and party all night. And if you don't, then it won't be a problem. I think you've got a better chance than these people. And he sort of waves his hand at a couple of the other people that have crawled their way out of the ground with you. Because you already have a group.
Yeah. What do they look like? Like the runs of the litter?
Yeah. I mean, Hazel looked like she has some promise, maybe. But the others look like they've really struggled to even get out of the ground.
Right, I'm gonna like start walking to like I'm gonna like go to Clem, which is like French kissing that woman's like tap her on the shoulder, so like, hey, we need a huddle.
Yeah, can it wait a minute?
Sure, I'm gonna wrangle the other ones, but wrap it up.
Okay. I think we passed French kissing at this point, but I don't know how intimate she is.
I've already seen that from Clem. It's kind of like, yeah.
The blood is the thing.
Yeah, French. It's gone from French kissing to French groping, but that's fine.
Le gropin.
So Nye's gone running off into the trees.
So I'm probably gonna go to Gregor. It's Gregor. You're gonna love this, man.
While you approach Gregor, he's with the guy whose arm he's broken. He's like, okay, now you break mine. And he breaks my arm and I reset it. That's crazy! Now I break yours!
You don't have enough blood for that. It's going to cost you blood to heal a broken arm.
Yeah.
And you're going to frenzy.
Breaks your arm and you're like, now I heal.
I suppose that I'm taking notes. Maybe baby finger is a good place to start.
And you just put it back. We're going to be best friends for life.
So yeah, he breaks one of your fingers and then it's like, and all you got to do right is you will the blood into your hand and
Okay.
yeah. So spend a blood point to heal that broken finger.
And there it goes again. Great. Okay.
Oh, hey, Sin. Hey, you want to learn something crazy? You can make your hands come back to like good.
You want to learn something you're gonna love, Gregor?
Always.
They're paying us to destroy town.
How much they pay us?
Well, for now, it's just $1,000.
That's like 9,000. I come. Okay.
You know, you can drum on everything you want with your new strength. The more, the better. The more you punch, the more they pay.
I'm so glad you are brains of operation. I would mess this up. Can't count.
I'm 100% following you.
Can you first? We're gonna need to get Bathory from wherever.
It's no problem. I will find Bathory.
You go do a good run and catch Gregor, and let's go. And like we meet next to Clem. I'll try and put some clothes on her before you guys get back.
It's no matter. Very few people here wearing full outfit. I think it's okay.
I'm going to head looking for Bathory, if that's all right.
Okie dokie. Right, Pat. Meanwhile, lines and veils.
Yes. I assume at some point I get a moment to breathe and I kind of ask, so what the hell's going on here? Don't mind my asking. This is probably the weirdest orgy I've ever been to.
But you've been to orgies before.
Yes, obviously. Look at me.
Well, welcome to the Sabbat. We're just one big happy family. We like to have fun with our friends, and we like to fuck up the cities of our enemies.
A cult?
No! God, no! Religion?
Same. So what's all the fraternity shit going on about?
Oh, it's just hazing for the new kids. You know how it goes. We only want the best, so you need to kind of show that you're the best. And your strong man over there, he did a big jump, he broke an arm, he flailed around. The girl with the hair.
Cece, love her.
Yeah.
She's the...
Well, clearly himself is interested.
Clearly?
Well,
Himself?
Luis, he's our leader.
Oh, well, shit. I thought
He's the money behind the operation.
I see your work. Your group operates much like ours.
Very much so, yes. I'm the sort of face, well, I'm the body, to be honest, of our operation. He's the money behind the scenes, and then these guys, they hit things with things.
That sounds about right.
I'm a bit more concerned about your ugly friend. He has a soft heart, and it'll get him killed.
But he's great on the bagpipes. Not very many bands have bagpipers.
Bagpipes?
But you're talking about, I said.
Oh, well,
yeah.
In that case, you need to keep him.
Obviously. I mean, but...
I love a piper.
Yeah! And he's great with it.
Good.
But it looks a little bit now. What is with the changes and stuff? This is definitely not...
Oh, yes, you're a vampire now, and you have superhuman powers, but you need to drink blood and you can't go out in the sun or you'll die.
Oh. Well, that puts a new light on everything. Vampires, like the Hilton story.
And she kind of opens her mouth, and her teeth extend out of her gums as you watch.
Yep, I kind of felt those. Okay.
Go get your ugly friend, and we'll have a drink, and we'll cement our friendship, and then off you pop into town to have fun.
Fine.
While Gregor is hunting for Bathory and Clem is having some pillow talk, I'm gonna walk back towards Clem, but kind of in a longest roundabout way, slowly, I own the place, and I'm kind of looking at the situation, trying to figure out what the power structure is,
Yeah?
what's the feel.
Okay, I will get you to make a perception and politics roll.
Right. Difficulty 6.
Yep.
2 success, 1 critical.
Oh, wow. So that's 3 successes, effectively. And, yeah, there's definitely a pecking order here. It would appear that there are actually 3 groups of people present. There's this one sort of biker gang group who have their own pecking order. They don't bow to the guy that Josh broke the arm off, but he's like their number 2 guy. You're not sure which one of them is the boss. He definitely answers to someone, but he's like a champion rather than a leader. There's another group of these sort of quieter, more secretive, they're sitting further back from the fire people. A lot of them have got the same ugliness problem that you've noticed that Bathory appears to have developed. Or this kind of crazed look in their eyes that says that you don't want to mess with them. And then there's this sort of third group, a much smaller group of 4, and they are very much the power in this group. And you've got Luis, the guy who introduced himself to you, the 7-foot-tall dominatrix that is with Clem. And then you've got this one very, very hairy guy who's kind of perched on a van at the back. There's a cigarette in his mouth, which is just lighting his face ever so slightly. And he's got this huge mane of 80s hair that looks like it should take just hours to fix every night. And the most battered leather jacket you've ever seen.
So, as I'm doing this kind of slow round, but with a big purpose of getting back to Clem. I'm gonna make sure that I kind of like acknowledge the powerful group.
And then the last one of the sort of really powerful 4, there's a guy with a completely shaved head, tattoos up both of his arms that look like they were done in a very, very primitive area. And he's actually holding a broadsword just on his lap, wearing like vested robes, no sleeves, combat boots, leather trousers.
Right, like as I pass them, I'm gonna like, is this like acknowledge them, kind of like not bow, but it's sort of like,
and I see
I know
you.
who you are, guys. Yeah.
And he replies with a slight nod to acknowledge your acknowledgement of his acknowledgement of your acknowledgement.
Wink and a nod.
Love vampire.
You're just standing there nodding for about 5 minutes.
I see you know. I see you know.
Yeah.
I know. I see you know. I know you know. I know.
And then he gets up slightly like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I know. All right.
All right. I think we can probably go back to Gregor and Bathory.
So, Bathory, you've got to run from the fire, and you kind of calm down a little bit out in the woods. And it's dark, and the trees are big, and it's slightly oppressive, and you can hear small creatures snuffling and grunting around in the environment. And then you hear, just on the edge of hearing, you hear like a muffled sound. Like someone trying to say something.
Hello?
Make a perception alertness check.
Oh boy, I'm gonna not do well on that. Oh, actually, 3 dice. D10. No.
Well, you
No,
get
I
a
do
success,
not.
but then you cancel it out with the 1.
Yep.
Do you have a specialism? No, you don't, because you've only got 3 dice.
Nope. Yep.
So you can hear this sort of muffled sound from somewhere nearby. I'm also going to ask you to make a self-control roll.
Oh, now that's something I probably can do with some success. That's 5. Or not. Oh wait, no, I got a what's self-control? It's like 6 or something.
It is, but you've got a botch in there.
Yeah, but I have 2 successes, so is it not just 1 for 1?
What's your current blood pool?
My current blood pool. Is it 3?
So that actually limits the number of successes you can get on self-control.
Oh.
Which means that
Great.
you've got
I'm
no
gonna
successes.
Everything's not turning up.
Good
that way.
news.
It's not a defenseless child. It's
Good
a
news.
defenseless
Of course, it's not a defenseless
elderly
child.
person.
I would never do that.
No.
Good
I know.
news. You can have 8 blood points.
Oh God, what have I killed?
Bad news. As you come
God,
out
it's
of
a
this weird
person.
frenzy, there's a homeless guy tied to a tree.
Oh no.
And you appear to have just torn his throat out and drunk all of his blood.
Oof.
And it's all over you. It's on your face. It's on your clothes. But it tastes great. You absolutely feel better than you felt in years. This rush of power and serenity just washes over you. I am going to get you to make a humanity roll at this point.
Yes.
Luckily, you can make the
so-
humanity roll at full because you've now got your 9 blood points.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a conscience roll, not a humanity roll. My bad.
Okay.
Oof, a mistaken vampire from me. Feel like I've betrayed my roots.
3d10. No, that's all right.
Okay, the realization of what you've done kind of crashes over you as you come to, sticky with the blood of this person tied to this tree that you've just munched on. And the wave of guilt follows it. And you feel kind of terrible about having done it, so you don't lose any humanity.
think I would probably start crying at this point.
And so
This
that's
is crying territory now. Yeah.
that's when Gregor finds you in the woods, sat down next to a desiccated human corpse, covered in blood, kind of crying
like-
to yourself.
Battery! Oh,
Yeah, the smell of blood is quite heavy in the air, but you know there's nothing left.
Oh, Beth.
Oh.
Hey, it's okay. I broke a guy's arm earlier and it just got better. He'd probably get better later. We just walk away, you grow back a new neck and his head come back the right way. It's all fine. Hey, you need a cuddle.
Yeah.
Gregor's gonna try not to break Battery's spine.
Please don't. That would just be the tip of the iceberg.
So you kind of lead him back to the edge of the fire. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the four of you come together there at the edge of the fire. And anything you want to do or say right now, because otherwise I will wrap up the session there and we'll start next session from that point. Anything anybody wants to throw in?
Well, I'll just like tell them what I've told Gregor, that we're getting paid $1,000 to wreak havoc.
And that's after tax.
Interesting. I wasn't even informed we were getting paid. I guess that's a step up. Also, we're vampires. That's
Yep.
new.
Yep.
Love the way that Gregor's the only one who hasn't really been told that he's a vampire yet. He's like, everything is really cool suddenly.
Figured out that some.
Did you guys see when I jumped the fire? I always knew I could do that. You just have to believe. It's like Bart has been saying to me this entire time. Believe in yourself.
Yeah, I like, is it me, Gregor, or I felt like you were even better when I told you to jump the fire.
Well, I mean, I only listen half of the time, so it's hard to know.
Well, we have a way with words, see.
Oh, and with Clem, since she drank the blood of someone else, what's up with her?
Oh, yeah, wait, hold on.
Yeah, a
Anything-
couple of little lines in the face might have smoothed out a little bit. That little lump that she had on the end of her nose, that's kind of smoothed itself out. Looking a weeny bit prettier than maybe she did earlier this evening.
Damn, not saying something.
All right, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for playing tonight. Really appreciate you guys. That was amazing. Oh, God. I have missed Vampire. I did not know how much I'd missed it. And what a perfect crew. Thank you so much, all of you, for that. And we will carry on next week.
Yeah.
Where hopefully we'll have
super
Roger as
rad.
well to join in and be utterly horrified by everything that happens.
Oh, God.
Next week on Garblag Games, on Monday, we have Spectaculars, Eldritch Mysteries. Come join us for some superhero action. On Tuesday, early, we have Coriolis. That's early America time, normal UK time. And then in the evening, we have Spectaculars North America with the Streetlight Knights. And not Alley Cat anymore? Is that
No, Alley Cat's gonna be in this one.
Oh, Alley Cat is going to be in this
I
one.
took her out after this one, but like I'll come back to her. Don't worry, Alley Cat's gonna stick around. I love Alley Cat.
Excellent. So yeah, Garblag North America will be running their Spectaculars on Tuesday night, Tuesday morning, depending on where you are. Wednesday is not what it's Acton Cthulhu. That's
Acton
right.
Cthulhu, yeah.
Acton
with Lewis.
Cthulhu
Yeah.
with
I'm
Lewis
probably
running
gonna
that.
lose more humanity in that game as
More
well,
than
but it's all
likely.
good.
Sanity.
Thursday
Well, I
is
mean, potato.
Alien Operation Quiet Catch, which has been anything other than quiet, and nobody's caught anything. So might be a bit of a misnomer on that one. And then Friday, we're back with full episode 1, properly episode 2 on the schedule of Vampire the Masquerade Hot Vampire Summer. What will we dress up as next week? Come and find out. Wait until you see Roger's outfit. Thank you very much, everybody, and good night. Now I've got to go over to OBS and actually stop the stream. So, transition, they can't see us.